All right, so the special report just ended, and then we received the patch notes and all of the assets from the live stream on Twitter. Now, it included one image that was not in the special report, and I was questioning this during the live stream, and that was the XP changes. Now, while the XP changes were going on, they said, oh, and we have an image to bring up to show all the different percentages. And for some reason, that image did not make it to their special report. However, they did release it on Twitter afterwards, and that's what this video is going to be about. Because there was a little bit of misinformation from the devs during the special report, and we need to point it out because it's going to be a little confusing tomorrow when people go to XP Farm, and I want to break it down and get everyone on the same page before tomorrow. So here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikaze Von Doom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But in today's video, we are going to talk about the XP changes coming tomorrow, because there was a little bit of confusion during the special report today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay the confusing part from their special report. Then I will show you the graphic that was not added to the special report. And then we'll go back and listen to exactly what they were trying to say. Because once you see the graphic, you can understand what's actually going on. Because at the end of their stream, they're like, oh, well, if you add up all the numbers and divide them, I mean, it's about a 12% increase to XP to everything. And everyone's like, yo, that sounds amazing. Everything just got a buff? No, not at all. So this is what they said. Here, roll the footage.
To mention this, that the overall increase is about 12%.
That's 12%,
yeah, across all the activities.
Yeah. So if you add them all up and divide out, it'll be around there, yes.
Yeah. So even if you see the decreased values, the overall is still an increase.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that you're going to be happy with those changes that we made.
Okay, did you hear the whole 12% thing? All right, this is what they're talking about, okay? All of the open world activities are getting nerfs and buffs. So right here, territory control, public execution, another public execution, elite territory control, and the list goes on. I mean, these are going to be spread out throughout your entire open world map. Every section will have different, open world things. So what they are doing is they are nerfing and buffing all of those open world activities to equal each other, because the elite territory controls, the elite patrols, the warhound convoys, certain ones with directives would give you way more XP than others, say like a broadcast or a public execution or a territory control, what have you. So because they were all different XPs, obviously being the community that we are, we found the most efficient one to gain the most XP in the fastest way. So what they're doing, from their words, is they are rebalancing all of the open world activities to equal each other out. That way you are playing the entire game and you're not just doing what is most efficient. However, and this is where I'm going to facepalm, however, what they did not put into account is the time and efficiency that these XP farms give you. So yes, even though you are equaling out all of the XP in the game, the most, efficient for your time would be convoys or territory controls or resetting your control points, things like that. Now, all they did here is they nerfed those and they raised up all the other ones. That way you could do whatever it is on the map. So if you understand that, okay. Now let's look at the graphic. Okay. Booyah! Here is the graphic that did not make it to the special report. So whenever they were talking, and I'll show the full clip of them explaining the XPs. But I wanted to get everyone on the same page so that when you go back and listen to them, it's like, come on, don't play us as a sucker, okay? For one, this was not in the special report, so that's kind of, it was probably a mess up on their support over there. But at the same time, they had an amazing special report live stream. So at the same time, there's people, coming up with conspiracies that they left this one out because it would bring so much heat. Because this is not good. Okay. So check this out. All of the now this says values include NPC kills. Okay. Um, so looking at all the gray numbers, these are all nerfs, all of them. So Elite Patrol, nerf, Warhound Convoy, nerf, Resource Convoy, nerf, Territory Control, nerf, Hostage Rescue, nerf, and Elite Resource Convoy, nerf. Now, if that's a lot of nerfs, it's because there's more nerfs on here than buffs. Um, Now, the reason why I played that 12%, and yes, I am doing air quotes. Could you feel the air quotes through my voice when I said that? Whenever they did the 12% part of their special report, it was complete and utter bullshit. Okay, guys, let's just be real. They said if you added up all of these numbers and divided, you would get 12%. What they didn't tell you is one of them is at 103%. And what is that? The MFing blockade. The blockade. Why? Because they needed something to make their numbers sound good. So if you saw this during the special report, you would see a lot of negative numbers, right? You'd be like, yo, what the hell is in the background? But because they didn't show you this, and then they said, well, it's 12%, guys. It's a 12% buff across the board. Didn't you see that? And then Morton chuckled and was like, yeah, well, if you add them all up and divide it, yeah, it's a 12% increase. Yeah, no shit, because this is at 103%. How many blockades can you do in the game? How many? Can anyone answer that? Anybody? In fact, let me see. Is the game still on? Okay. The game's still on. How many blockades do I have on my map? I'll give you an answer. None. I don't have any blockades on my map. And in fact, I don't even have a lot. I don't even have open activities on my map, except for in here. So they buffed the one thing that you do once per week. The blockade is either what, the campus or the theater settlement, and then there's a blockade, and then you defeat the blockade to open it up. Even though you can still fast travel to the settlement, you don't even have to take out the blockade. But they buff that. So they buff that, right? They buff that 103%. They buff that. And guess what? You can only take advantage of this, what, once a week? I mean, maybe if you reset your control points, would that work maybe? I don't know. But still, how many times can you do a blockade? Exactly. And this is their outlier. Because if you took this number out of their equation, these numbers would end up being in single digits on average. So it would be like a very, very, very small change. Except for the nerfs, which is a big change. 41% nerf to elite patrols. I mean, normal patrols, whatever. Hostage rescue 7. The biggest thing right here that I'm liking is the public execution. The public execution getting that buff makes me want to do that because for some reason on my map, I get a lot of public executions. So that'll be a good thing for me, I guess. But what are we going to be farming now, people? What are we going to be farming now? It seems like they have successfully taken out All of our XP farms. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, okay? I mean, I could rant on this all day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video with their entire clip talking about the XP changes and them justifying it. But it looks like what they wanted to do is take away all of our XP farms, and they did. I mean, this is checking them all off. Like Resource Convoy, check. Elite Resource Convoy, check. Warhound Convoy, check. Elite Patrol, check. Like, you're just going down all the list of the things. I mean, territory control, really? I remember Sergeant Graybeard doing an XP farm with territory controls like a year ago. Went viral, blew up, as the kids would say. But it got nerfed as well, 9% nerf. And this is with NPC kills. Very interesting the way they did that, huh? Very interesting. Now, are the NPC kills on average? Is it you doing them solo? I mean, there's a lot of questions that are going to be answered revolving around this, and we'll do them tomorrow because we're going to have to figure out the new XP farm because this has everyone shaken, not stirred. Anyways, let me know what you think. And let's jump over to what the developers had to say. I'm Kamikaze Von Doom. Don't forget, support the channel by hitting that like, subscribe for more Division content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Now roll that footage. Yeah.
Has been changed since then, but there were a lot of talks about the XP revamp. And to provide you with the answer, we prepared a special asset showcasing the values of the
Yeah.
yeah.
On the XP revamp, so we heard the feedback, and we have buffed it across the board since PTS2. So of course the double XP is removed, and then instead, if we're looking across at the numbers from previous and to tomorrow, we are across the board basically increasing all XP gains by 12%. So some of these activities in the open world will be massively buffed. I mean, they will be more than double XP than what they are today. And all those details will be in the patch notes later today. So I think it's something we're going to be tracking, and hopefully it'll feel rewarding. Basically the idea is that instead of resetting the map, playing the UI as I tend to call it, by resetting the map, finding that certain activity you want to play, fast travel, run to it, do it, and then repeat. The idea is that all activities grant the same kind of XP per hour. By the way, it's including NPC kills, and so you will just play whatever is nearest. So I think players also need to factor that in, that the time that you spend resetting, traveling, running is basically gone. So you just run to the next one if you really want to do fast XP gains in open world. There's many other things you can do for XP, but just to make clear that we hope that it feels more satisfying and that you can actually enjoy a variety of events instead of just chasing those convoys. So that's the idea behind all of this. And then we'll see where we end up. But I feel and hope that we are in a good spot with what comes with tomorrow's update.
Yeah, and we want to be absolutely transparent about that feature. That's why we decided to give you the exact values with the percentages of the increase and decrease. But I'm going to mention this, that the overall increase is about 12%.
That's 12%,
yeah, across all the activities.
Yeah. So if you add them all up and write out, it'll be around there, yes.
Yeah. So even if you see the decreased values, the overall is still an increase.
Yeah.
So yeah, we